What it do, tube? You already know it's your boy Sir V, aka that OG, back with another one on that ass. So, being that my water pump overheated, it seems like that fucked up my radiator. My old Mishimoto Radiator has a very bad leak to now when I'm pulling up on spots and getting ready to pull off from work, I'm seeing puddles under the car. So, went with the warranty replacement. Thank you so much, Mishimoto. And yeah, time to do the swap. So let me give y'all the full run through on how to swap out your radiator and put a Mishimoto in there. But mind you, I already had a Mishi, so we just swapping it. So let me show y'all that. You already know Mishimoto Radiator, that shit gotta go. I got my gauge cap. For me, what I'm gonna start doing is I'm gonna take the whole front bumper off just to make it a little bit easier. Honestly, all you really need to do is go in, drain the radiator, take off the upper and lower radiator hose, take out your two 12mm bolts. But let me first and foremost though, jacked up, got your jack stands, jack stands. Always want to be about safety first. It's always about safety first, too. So now that we up, let's get to draining this shit and let's get it on the road. First, I'm gonna drain the radiator, right? So let's go down. Drain plug right here. Let's drain that and let's get started. Drain it. It's draining. I'm about to come up here and start disconnecting things. Let's take off our upper radiator hose and then let's start getting to our radiator fans. I'll get those bolts and everything to you. Let's get to it. Upper radiator hose, let's get to that. Phillips screwdriver for that, and 10mm. Let's get to taking it off so we can kind of wiggle the radiator fans out. But let's get this off first, because if you don't take this off first, you won't be able to get your radiator fans out. So let's go. You already see, got the upper radiator hose out. Took my Mishimoto radiator hose out. That's out already. Now let's get to these bolts. 10mm. Once we got the bolts out, right? Radiator hose, radiator fan is loose now, right? Now the next step after we get the radiator fan loose, we're gonna come in and you have to disconnect your radiator fan connectors. These are the connectors that go in here that, see, I'm gonna need a screwdriver or something to flex because those are hard tabs. But you'll see the tabs right here. They got tabs, that tab right there. And over here, this has a tab right here that you can press in with a flathead or a Phillips head screwdriver and then pull it out. Be delicate though, you don't want to break the wiring or anything. So let's get those disconnected and then we're going to get to getting my HKS grounding kit and my wiring for my headlights out the way so we can raise the radiator fan and get to the radiator. All right, tube, so now we are moving forward. You see your wiring harness for your radiator fans. We got those disconnected, and then you also have to pull or use a needle nose pliers. That's what I use, the needle nose pliers to get those out. So now that's out. Let's put that to the side. Let's get that out the way. So now we get to the fight with the radiator. I like to give it a little lift here, and then now we're just going to finesse it out. That's the best way I could say it. Let's finesse. Okay, so I almost forgot now. After we get that, before I even want to get to the radiator fans, let me just take this clamp off, right? Just one less thing to worry about before I forget. Let's take that off. Like to give it a twist, and that'll break it loose normally without just pulling on it and having a possibility of breaking the hose. So use my needle nose pliers to get the clamp off, and now I twisted the hose and I'm gonna pull once I broke it loose, because you should feel it when you twist it. Booyah. Now your reservoir hose, let's put it off over here to the side. That's out the way now. just so now I can create some more space for me to wiggle out this radiator fan. Let's get it. See, radiator fan missing. Hey, so got the radiator fan out. Now we can honestly get down to the quick nitty gritties of snatching the radiator out. Now that we have the fans out, our next process is going to be to take these support brackets off. So you're gonna need a little flathead screwdriver. You're gonna pry the tabs here to get them open like that, and then you're gonna pull straight forward. So you can kind of pop this one off, and then we can pop that one off. Pardon me, I'm doing this one-hand bandman, and as you see, pull forward, comes right off. And we're gonna do the same for the opposite side. All right, so got them off, so you got your grommet, your rubber grommet, and then you have your radiator mounting, like little clamp bracket. So that's off. And my other one right here, that's off. Put that over here. And now let's, I mean, honestly, all the hard work is over now. Let's just raise the radiator. Know, your boy Sir V keep that shit missing, man. That fresh Mishimoto. Ooh, shit. Here's an old one. Y'all already know that shit look toast. That shit look like it's been through some shit. So now, you already know, yo, time for to put the new one in. It's like I don't even want to take it out the bag. It looks so fresh. Big up one time, Mishimoto. Let's go. Now when reinstalling, the best advice that I can give you is when you're putting in your new radiator, line it up with the grommets on the bottom. That is like really it, and then it's back to work. Putting on the mounting grommet and then the mounting bracket. Did that on the right side. Coming over, we're gonna do that on the left side. Don't forget to put those on so we can stabilize the radiator. And let's start taking it in reverse process and getting everything back together. Right, so now that we have the radiator fans in and settled, we want to get our 10mm screw back in there. But you see it already had Teflon tape on it. What I'm gonna do is take all this old Teflon tape off. Boom, fresh joint. Some fresh Teflon tape. Wrap these up, rewrap them, and then we're going to screw them in then. Let's do it. So, I mean, it's about as clean as I'm gonna get it. Now that I have it clean, let's go and pop over the Teflon tape. I'm gonna wrap it in the opposite direction that the screw is going in to get maximum seal. Let me do that. Started with your fingers, good to go. Now we're gonna do, we did that for one, we're gonna have to do that for the other screw. So now let's clean it, Teflon tape it, get it back in there. All right, tube, so now that we have the 10mm screws in, let's go and reinstall our wiring harness and set everything up. Everything is plug and play. One hand bandman. Then you just get that click. And now once you do that, right, let's not forget, come back over here. Get our tabs in so our wiring harness is not moving. Booyah. So, I mean, there you have it. Let's not forget to put our upper radiator hose in and our lower radiator hose. Definitely don't want to forget those connections before you start to go filling it with coolant. Did a little switch up though. So with doing B&M transmission coolant kit, right? Instead of putting it all the way through the Mishimoto radiator and possibly causing a leak that way, I actually just put it through my condenser. I don't know if you can see the little clips in there, but yeah. 1, and they're like right there. I don't know if you guys will be able to see that. That's a good enough angle, but radiator in. Super stoked, looks super fresh. Bleeding / purging, burping the system. Let's go start it. Let's get it popping. You know me and my contraptions. Let's go. Oh yeah. So we're letting the purge, you see the air coming out of the system. You see some bubbles in there. So that's what we're doing, just letting it run for a good 15-20 minutes while I got my little, you know, contraption set up. Yeah. Just letting it purge, baby. Getting all the air out. I'm about to go in and step on the gas right quick. Speed this process up, hold it at 3,000 RPMs. And yes, beautiful thing. Get the air out and no leaks.